Okay, I suppose I'm audible to everyone online. Yeah, okay. Let's start today's class. And today's session is going to be, the strategy session for the CLAT 2027. Okay. So this is just a reminder to every one of you that you just have 8 more months. Okay. And what are the things that you need to focus, practice for those 8 months so that you can score the maximum marks, okay, in the CLAT examination. And when I speak about 8 months, it's not just about CLAT actually, right? So CLAT, we're expecting it to happen in the month of December, right? Or it happens in the month of December. Along with that, there are many other entrance examinations happening. So it is not just about CLAT. So this session will also cover, your preparation for almost all the entrance exam. I'm not going to, dive in deep about the other exams. Probably we'll discuss about that in the, upcoming strategy classes. Okay, because we need to get through some topics for all those entrance examinations. Maybe after that, when we discuss about those entrance examinations, it will be the right time. Okay, so for now, as I told, we are not just focusing on CLAT. Okay, there are also many major entrance examinations, right? So when we discuss about the preparation plan, I would just highlight about what are those entrance examinations. Most of you already know. Okay, I anyways repeat it. There will be some points I repeat again. You would have heard from me already during your mock analysis or somewhere, in our interaction. Okay. But those are significant points, and I don't have any other option. I need or I must repeat those things again and again. Okay. And so you can understand the seriousness of those things. Okay. So now is the right time for everyone, okay, to start your preparation if you have not yet started your preparation. If you have started your preparation, very well. Okay, great. Or else now is the right time for you to start because this is the ideal time required to improve a lot of things. And how to improve that we will discuss. Okay. So we're expecting the exam to happen in the month of December. Uh, we can say that December 6th, the first Sunday of December. So if you look at the last couple of years, that's what has happened. Okay, the first Sunday of December is when CLAT happened. Second Sunday was ILET. Third and the fourth week, we can expect SLAT. Somewhere in between, there will be Christ. Okay, that's what we're looking at. And if we speak about LNAT UK, okay, for Jindal, LNAT UK, that the first phase is before November 30. You write the exam before November 30, starting from September. September to November, you can take the exam anytime. Okay, you take that examination. By the December first week, you get the results. Okay, that is up to you. So if you are confident with LNAT, you can give it in the first phase, or else you can wait for the second or the third phase and give it. Okay, it's not that easy. It's only reading comprehension or paraphrasing. Okay, but it's not that easy as it is a foreign language test. LNAT UK, so UK based assessment. Okay, so this is what is the timeline that we have. In December, we are going to face most of the examinations, major examinations, all tier one entrance examinations. So that is what we have, which means before that, by the end of November, we should be confident enough to, you know, take all these examinations. Okay. The first and the foremost thing, if you ask me, is your mindset. Okay. So you need to be ready to face anything in the examination. Okay, so I am very confident that you will learn whatever is required. Analytical reasoning, logical reasoning, legal reasoning, quant, English. Okay, so whatever questions or models of questions. that can come in these kind of examinations, you will learn everything. Okay. The only thing is, are you going to prepare with all those things, or are you going to leave anything out? So that I would not agree to. ஓகே. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா கிளாட்ல வராது, இதெல்லாம் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஸ்லாட்ல வராது, நான் எதுக்கு இதெல்லாம் படிக்கணும்? யார் சொன்னாங்க உங்களுக்கு? கொஷின் செட் பண்றவர் சொன்னாரா வராதுன்னு? So we cannot omit or neglect any such topics because each and every year CLAT is giving surprises. கொடுத்துட்டே இருக்கிறாங்க. Right? Okay, last but previous year they gave one arrangement question, ஒரு circular arrangement question கொடுத்து டோட்டலா தப்பு. It created a lot of confusion. Our students performed pathetic because of that one question. A student who was getting more than 100 consistently in the mock test was able to score only around 88. Okay, because of that one arrangement question which was wrong. Because she spent almost 25 minutes in that question repeating the same again and again. Easy circular arrangement. இதை போய் எப்படி நான் மிஸ் பண்ணலாம்? எப்படி எனக்கு ஆன்சர் வராம போகும்? இதுதான் மைண்ட் செட். And what did this mindset or the ego costed? Almost 20 marks. Right? A student who has the capacity of getting 107 or 108 was able to get only 87 or 88 because of the reason she got stuck with one question. And we cannot 100% blame her because that's the problem created by the question setter. Okay, so the case happened and everything happened, but who lost the opportunity? The student. And that's why I'm telling you there could be mistakes in the CLAT actual examination. Okay, but you need to believe in yourself and you need to build that confidence in the next 8 months of time. And how can you build that confidence, or when will you build that confidence? Is when you have put so much efforts. When you have put enough efforts, you know that, okay, any type of question appears in the exam, you will be able to face it. If you're not getting the answer, either the question is very difficult, which means it is difficult for everyone, better to leave that and go for the next question. Or the question is wrong. Can the question be wrong? Yes, historically, CLAT questions were wrong, which means there is a possibility of questions being wrong. You need to gain that confidence. You try a question for 2 minutes, then you decide, skip the question. And that kind of confidence can come to you only if you have practiced with so many number of questions. Okay, so why am I telling, these things are, you should not repeat the same. Got it? Okay. ஸோ இது அவங்களுக்கும் சொன்னேன் 2020ல குவான்ட் செட் ஃபுல்லா தப்பாச்சுன்னு அந்த பேட்ச் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கும் சொன்னேன். இருந்தாலும் என்ன ஆச்சு? At that point of time during an examination they were not able to think through that. Okay, இதுக்கு முன்னாடி கொஸ்டின்லாம் தப்பா வந்திருக்குன்னு அவங்களுக்கு அது ஸ்ட்ரைக் ஆகல. So they got stuck with one question. I'm just giving you one example, one student. It happened for many students in that batch. The case went for almost 4.5 months, starting from December till May. May அப்புறம் வேற வழி இல்ல, ரிசல்ட்ஸ் கொடுத்தாகணும், ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் அட்மிஷன் கொடுத்தாகணும், right? And so the Supreme Court quashed it, put an end to it. Okay. And last time, okay, the mistakes got reduced. Reduced means ஒரு question, அதுவும் மொக்க கொஸ்டின் தான். பிளட் ரிலேஷன்ஸ் வந்து இருந்துச்சு, அதுலயும் ஒரு கொஸ்டின் ஆன்சர் தப்பா இருந்துச்சு. So they removed the question. It happened for 119. Okay. So which means again they are making mistakes. Okay. So நீங்க ஃபேஸ் பண்றப்பையும் there can be mistakes. அதுல மிஸ்டேக் இருக்குன்னு நம்ம எப்படி தெரிஞ்சுக்கலாம்னா ஒன்லி வித் த கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் தட் யூ ஹேவ். 2 டைம் ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டேன், அப்பயும் தப்பு. எனக்கு எனக்கு வர ஆன்சர் ஆப்ஷன்ல இல்லைன்னா கொஸ்டின் தப்புன்னு சொல்லிட்டு டிசைட் பண்ணிட்டு நெக்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின் போகணும். இல்லையா அந்த கொஸ்டின் எனக்கு வரலன்னாச்சும் நம்ம முடிவு பண்ணிட்டு அடுத்த கொஸ்டின் போயிடணும். யூ ஷுட் நாட் ஸ்பெண்ட் மோர் டைம் இன் அ சிங்கிள் கொஸ்டின். யூ ஷுட் நாட் கெட் ஸ்டக். See, this is a separate thing actually. ஓகே, ஏன்னா ஒரு கொஸ்டினை விட்டுட்டு மூவ் ஆன் பண்றதே வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா பெரிய விஷயம். யூ ஷுட் டெவலப் தட். ஓகே, அண்ட் தட் இஸ் வை யூ ஹேவ் மாக் டெஸ்ட்ஸ். In the mock tests, please try to use all the things that we discuss. நிறைய பேர் பண்ண மாட்டேங்கிறீங்க. During our discussion after the mocks, I have been telling most of you to fix time. Only then you can manage time. English 25 minutes, GK 12 minutes max, 13 minutes max. GK and current affairs. Legal 35 minutes, logical 30 minutes. Remaining you give to quant, or 15 minutes to 10 minutes to 15 minutes to quant. If you have remaining time as a buffer time, go to the question which was easy and redo some questions there. But most of you are not following this. Time track பண்ணாம உங்களால எல்லா செக்ஷனும் அட்டன் பண்ண முடியாது. மேக்ஸிமம் நம்பர் ஆஃப் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் அட்டன் பண்ண முடியாது. You will start, you will, continue facing the same. எப்போ இதை ஓவர் கம் பண்ண முடியும், எல்லா செக்ஷனும் நீங்க கோ த்ரூ பண்ண முடியும்னா only if you have divided your entire time for all the sections. Let's say right now you are skipping math because of time factor. You say that's because of time. I'm not having time for math. Okay, till the end you will not have time for math because you get comfortable. Math இல்லாமலே எனக்கு 80 வருது, 85 வருது, நான் அதுலயும் இன்னும் 90 எடுக்க பார்க்குறேன். You get comfortable. Then till the end you will not attempt math. And how come in the final exam suddenly you will get the confidence to attempt math? Where are they? If you're skipping math, then you are attempting only for how many marks? 10 to 12 questions in math. Again, compare last 2 years, 12 questions in math. So your attempt is for 108. 108 நீங்க எல்லாமே அட்டம் பண்ணிடுவீங்களா? ஒரு 8 ஆச்சு விடுவீங்களா? Your attempt itself is 100, which is the cutoff for top 3 to 5 national law universities. 100 அட்டன் பண்ணி 100 கரெக்டா வாங்கிடுவீங்களா? Then you are losing the top 3 to 5 options. Got it? So you need to understand the importance of not leaving any section. எல்லா செக்ஷனுமே அட்டன் பண்ணணும். ஓகே, அண்ட் அது எந்த செக்ஷன்ல நான் வீக்கா இருந்துட்டு போறேன், இட் டசன்ட் மேட்டர் பிகாஸ் எவ்ரிபடி ஹேஸ் டைம். 8 months. It's not that small, that short. It's a very, very, very long period if you think it is. And I'll show you how, in our discussion. Now, as we were discussing, only 8 months. Okay, so what exactly to do? That's our objective today. I don't want to put an agenda. இதான் பண்ண போறோம், இதான் பண்ண போறோம், அதெல்லாம் இல்ல. What to do? இதுதான் இன்னைக்கு, right? Because okay, time இருக்கு தெரிஞ்சு போச்சு, right? And I also know that you guys, you people have uh, your school academic works as well. So that is also going to start. Since you're entering your 12th grade, they will also have, put a lot of pressure on you. Okay, so I understand that as well. But we need to manage because we have chosen something, what many others did not choose, and we need to manage along with our academics. Okay, the best thing for that is you prioritize. You prioritize, which is going to get you into the national law universities or Symbiosis or Jindal or NMIMS or any best law school in the nation. Your 12th board examination score or your performance in the entrance exam. You decide. You prioritize. As simple as that. Okay. So how to prioritize? Tomorrow I have an exam in school, test in school. Okay, so which means I need time to prepare. I spend 2, 3 hours for my preparation. At least 1 hour for current affairs I have to spend, or math, or passage solving. 1.5 hours you have to spend for your CLAT preparation. No compromise on this minimum time. Tomorrow you don't have any homeworks or assignments or tests, hypothetically. Okay, what do you do? Spend the entire 4 hours in CLAT preparation. And who should decide this? Obviously, you. I cannot tell you each and every day, today you don't have test, tomorrow you don't have test in your school. So prepare for CLAT for 4 hours. Right? So that is the mindset you should have. Don't have a fixed schedule, you will not be able to follow. இன்னைக்கு 1 hour நான் குவாண்ட் பண்ணியே ஆகணும், இன்னைக்கு நான் 1 hour வந்து லாஜிக்கல் பண்ணியே ஆகணும். ஓகே, இப்படின்னு நீங்க ஃபிக்ஸடா ஒரு ஷெட்யூல் போட்டீங்கன்னா ஃபாலோ பண்ண முடியாது. யூ ஹாவ் அ ஃபிளெக்சிபிள் டைமிங்ஸ் லைக் திஸ். இன் அ டே ஐ ஹாவ் டு ப்ரிப்பேர் ஃபார் 3 hours or 4 hours. ஓகே, இன்னைக்கு நான் உட்காரேன். ஐ ஐ ஐ வுட் லைக் டு ஸ்டார்ட் வித் குவாண்ட் 1 hour. குவாண்ட், டேக் அ பிரேக் 10-15 minutes. Again, start with logical or legal or whatever you want. Right. So this is what you need to give commitment to yourself. Each day I'm going to spend 3 hours or 4 hours in my preparation. And what or how you're going to spend this 3 and 4 hours, decide on that day. Nothing wrong in that. Because you know where you are strong and where you're weak. You are taking the mock test. That will make you, realize, okay, usually நான் வந்து லீகல்ல நிறைய மிஸ்டேக் பண்றேன், which means today I should work out legal even for the entire 4 hours. Happy. But what you should not do, ஒரு வாரம் ஃபுல்லா உட்காந்து லீகல் மட்டுமே பண்றது, ஒரு வாரம் ஃபுல்லா உட்காந்து மேத் மட்டுமே பண்றது. ஒரு வாரத்துல in a week you try to cover everything. Okay, that is how you should plan. See, these are some common mistakes. Though you put efforts, okay, there is a leak in your efforts. This is how it goes out. You put so much efforts in math for one complete week, you lose your reading speed. 80 questions based on reading. Kocha, your attempts are reducing in the reading section. Reading section means RC, legal, and logical. Right now, in logical, you also have analytical. Okay. So these are just a few points that I'm telling you, which I'll tell in elaborate, and I'll let you know what are the things that you should do, what you could do, okay, in the time left. First and the foremost thing is the reality check, understanding the numbers. Okay, actually, I was thinking today morning only I sat and I started preparing the presentation. Okay, சும்மா எப்போ பார்த்தாலும் வந்து பேட்டர்னை போட்டுட்டு இத்தனை கொஷின்ஸ் இருக்கு, இத்தனை மார்க் எடுக்கணும், ஓகே அப்படின்னு சொல்றதை விட ஐ தாட் இட் would be better to make you understand what is very significant and how it would help you. Okay, that is when I wanted to start with this part. Okay, the reality check. Fine. So uh, this is something that everybody should realize. Okay, 80 is the bare minimum mark one needs out of 120 to get into at least the least ranking national law universities. You get 85, some decent like NLU Tiruchi or somewhere you can get if you're scoring more than 85. 90 and above or 95 and above only can place you in the top 10 national law universities. See, I'm not trying to make you frightened and all. I clearly understand. See, சார் நான் இப்போ வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா மார்க் டெஸ்ட்ல நான் 40 தான் எடுத்துட்டு இருக்கேன், 20 தான் எடுத்துட்டு இருக்கேன், 50 தான் எடுத்துட்டு இருக்கேன், 60 தான் எடுத்துட்டு இருக்கேன். என்ன சார் நீங்க இப்படிலாம் சொன்னீங்கன்னா நான் see, this is what is reality. This is what is you need to get. Okay, my part of showing this to you is, தம்பி நீ 20 தான் எடுக்கிற, 30 தான் எடுக்கிற, 40 தான் எடுக்கிற, 50 தான் எடுக்கிற, எனக்கு புரியுது. இவ்வளோ எடுக்கணும்னா நீ அதுக்கு எஃபர்ட்ஸ் போடணும். தட் இஸ் மை ஜாப். I can tell you how to put efforts, how to invest your time in preparation. That's what I can do. I can just guide you. I cannot force you to do anything. In today's world, no one can force you to do anything. Right? When I was a kid like you, it was a different scenario to prepare for any such examinations. Okay. I would get a lot of slaps, even kicks. Okay. That is, I think, almost belt, sweepers, chapels. Okay. Apart from the normal slapping and kicking. Okay. This is about the family. When it is school, it was canes and scales. I don't think so. You guys know canes. Canes. தெரியாதானே? மூங்கில் குச்சி. Okay. Cane. So we were, treated with those kind of special treatments. Okay. So that was a scenario a while back. Not long ago, no, a while back. That's the, I think, gap between the millennials and Gen Zs. Right. So in today's scenario, no one is going to force you. So you should bring in the passion and commitment, and you have to work. At the same time, we did not have the kind of exposure that you are having. That's also one thing. Probably the exposure was there, we would have, put so much efforts. It was not there, it was not created. You guys know, still now there are many schools where they don't know what is CLAT or what is IPM. Your friends might not know. The entire class, no. Many of your friends might not know what is CLAT or what is IPM. But they know what is JE, what is NEET. They don't know what is NATA, NATA. They don't know what is it. It's for architecture. They don't know what is NID and NIFT for fashion designing. They don't know about it. That's the actual scenario in most of the schools. So parents or the schools are not creating the right platform for the students to get all this awareness, right? And almost every one of you, what happens is they're pushing you towards getting scores in your boards. Okay, because that's what schools want. Nothing wrong in that. They are working hard for that only. So they want you to get those results. Okay, but you have to be selfish in this aspect. That's what I would say. Be selfish. Nothing wrong. You want to enter into the best law school in the nation, you be selfish. I want to score well in my entrance exam rather than getting 90 or 95 percentage for my teachers or for my school to put a banner in front of them. Okay, instead I will put a banner here if you are getting, okay, fine. But I'm very proud more than your school because you are getting settled in your life. That's it. You go to the top NLUs or Symbiosis or Jindal. Okay, I'm not going to care about your future. Your parents are not going to care about your future. Even you need not care about your future. That's the thing. Right? So, my point here is no one can push you or force you. We can just tell you and help you and guide you. Okay, you need to put your efforts. Only then you can realize this. And you cannot say that என்னால முடியாது, எனக்கு math வராது, current affairs உட்கார்ந்து படிக்க முடியாது. See, all these are no's that are given as answers or responses from you. You say, yes, today I'll sit and solve one question in math, you will be able to do it. But you're not trying it, you're not giving time to it. That's the only thing. I have seen many students, sir, எனக்கு மேக்ஸே வராது சார், வா உட்காரு, இந்த கொஸ்டின் சால்வ் பண்ணு. I did not teach anything. Read and understand the question and explain it to me. Student explained it to me. Okay. What are they asking? Write down. What do you want to find out? Write down. What is given? Write down. What is the answer? The student gave me the answer. What did you watch? That's it. So the mindset was, oh yo maths ஐயோ எனக்கு வராது கஷ்டம். ஓகே, ஸ்கூல்ல கோர் மேத்தமேட்டிக்ஸ் படிச்சீங்க, அது வேற, இது வேற. You try to understand the basics. What happens is you can easily solve these questions. But I'm very sure that at the beginning it will consume time. ஸ்டார்டிங்ல நிறைய டைம் எடுத்துப்பீங்க சால்வ் பண்றதுக்கு. பிகாஸ் நீங்க புரிஞ்சுக்கணும், கரெக்டா அப்ளை பண்ணணும், கரெக்டா ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் பண்ணணும் ஆன்சரை. கால்குலேஷன் மிஸ்டேக்ஸ் வரலாம், ஸோ தப்பாகும். ஸோ ஸ்டார்டிங்ல நீங்க நிறைய மிஸ்டேக்ஸ் பண்ணுவீங்க, டைம் அதிகமாக ஆகும். Consistent practice solving questions, this will give you what? It will reduce your time, it will increase your accuracy. Okay, you will increase your speed in calculations, you will do all these things. So please have the mindset of, you attempting all the sections without leaving any sections. Don't, put a wall in front of you, okay, and stop, going ahead in your scores. That's what is my point. ஓகே, நீங்களே வந்து எனக்கு இது வராது, நான் இதை பண்ணவே மாட்டேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு உங்க அட்டம்ஸையும் ஸ்கோரையும் நீங்களே ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிக்காதீங்க. டோன்ட் லிமிட் யுவர் செல்ஃப். ஓகே, ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் வாட் an approximated figure I am telling you. Okay, based on the previous years. இந்த மாதிரி வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நான் லாஸ்ட் 1 இயரை மட்டும் எடுக்கல, லாஸ்ட் கப்புள் ஆஃப் இயர்ஸ்ல வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இந்த மாதிரி ஸ்கோர் ரேஞ்ச் தான் இருந்திருக்கு. பிகாஸ் த லெவல் ஆஃப் தி எக்ஸாம் ஹாஸ் கான் டவுன் drastically. ஓகே, தட் இஸ் த ரீசன். Higher level of questions irunduchuna, the cutoffs can go even to 75 or 70. Okay, the bottom one, right? Level of difficulty வந்து moderate or easy ah da irundirukku last couple of CLAT examinations la. So this is what is something will happen. Okay, and the reality check that I was trying to tell you is, I will just give you some examples. I don't know whether you're able to see this or not. Okay, if I can yeah, zoom a little, you can see, okay, 95, 97, 96, 95, 98, 97, 98. So, sorry, that is a percentile. Okay, looking at scores, 96.5, 95.25, 93.75, 104.75, 106.5, 104. All these were the scores in mock tests. Okay, so in mock test, this was the score. And in the actual exam also, the student was able to get such a score. Right. I'll give you another student. Right. So look at her marks: 87.5, 82.5, 80, 89.5, 73. So 87, 82, 80, 89. You can see 89 also in the scorecard of the student. Actual CLAT comparison with the mock test. So in 80 to 90 getting in the mock test, again the student is able to get the same score in the actual examination. I cannot give all the students the information, but most of them, this is what is the case compared to their mock tests. They have got the same, almost in the same range in their actual CLAT. Another example for SLAT. See, initially 36, 39, 44, 40, 37. In the actual exam, the student was able to get 44. Not just in one exam, in both the examinations. 44. In SLAT, symbiosis, law admission test. So the mock tests are curated in such a way they are very near to the actual examination. Got it? Yeah. So this is what we need to understand. ஏன் மாக் டெஸ்ட் எதுக்கு இவ்வளோ சீரியஸா எடுக்க சொல்றாங்க, மிஸ் பண்ணாம எடுக்க சொல்றாங்க, எதுக்கு மார்க் முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்றாங்க, ஏன் இந்த ஆளு சும்மா அனலைஸ் பண்ணுங்க அனலைஸ் பண்ணுங்க அனலைஸ் பண்ணுங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டே இருக்காரு? Because of this reason only. What you are able to perform in your mock tests, okay, you can expect the same in your exams, but there should be the consistency in your score. And all these happened in the last months only. I'm not bringing in the initial mocks they took. Initial mocks, they were also getting less. Slowly they improved, they understood how the preparation should be. They strictly followed preparation, understood the importance of consistency. Especially this student, she left the preparation in between. For the last 5 months, okay, she was able to perform this well, putting efforts. She is also one example that she told math I cannot attempt. Look at least some 5 6 marks she got in quant in each and every mock that I've taken a screenshot here. She told initially I will not get marks in quant, I'll leave quant. With only 1 or 2 times I sat with her and discussed, then what happened? She understood பிரச்சனை வந்து என் மைண்ட் செட் தான். ஓகே, பிகாஸ் வென் ஐ பர்சனலி கிளாஸ்ல எல்லாரும் ஒன்றா உட்காந்துருக்காங்க. இப்போ நான் மேத் எடுக்கிறேன்னா இஃப் எவ்ரிபடி இஸ் சேயிங் எஸ் அண்ட் ஒன்லி ஒன் ஸ்டூடெண்ட் இஸ் சேயிங் ஐ டோன்ட் நோ, then that is a problem. Hesitate to ask. You hesitate to ask, right? So in one-on-one discussion, I was asking the student to display the question, you solve. You tell me what to write on screen, I'll write on screen. We connected online only. Okay, write on screen. Student told me, I explained everything. I mean, I wrote everything, and the answer came. That's it. I did nothing because they were in the class. They got to know the concepts. Okay, when it was applying, one thing that was stopping the student was mindset. Oh, you math time அதிகமா ஆகும், நான் எதுக்கு இதை அட்டன் பண்ணணும், தப்பு பண்ணிட்டா போட்டது எல்லாம் வேஸ்டா போயிடும். If I make any mistake in between, okay, the time that I invested is waste. So all these thoughts, எதுக்கு இவ்வளோ யோசிக்கணும்? Avoid overthinking. Just go for it. ஒரு 5 நிமிஷம் ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க. வந்துச்சா ஆன்சர் போடுங்க, வரலையா விட்டுட்டு அடுத்த கொஸ்டின் போயிடுங்க, அவ்வளோதான். This is the mindset you need. With consistent efforts, this is also a mindset that you need to develop. படிக்கிறேன், ஆன்சர் பண்றேன், தெரியலையா விட்டுட்டு அடுத்த கொஸ்டின் போயிடுறேன், டைம் இருந்தால் திரும்பத்துக்கு வந்துக்கிறேன். Okay, so please take your mock tests very seriously. Mock tests are the indicators of your performance. Okay, that is the reason we also spend at least some time in knowing how you performed in your mock tests. Okay, now after understanding what is important, okay, what is our target, okay, now let's come to the significant part. Preparation strategy. So I just wanted to mention this. Practice makes perfect is a saying that you would have heard many times, and that is not a joke at all. Okay, it's not just a saying. Okay, it works because I have seen many students. So I've come to a decision that okay, practice makes perfect is the best example that I can tell the students. Okay, especially for something that what we are working for. Practice is very significant. If you're not practicing, you're losing it. That's it. It's a skill that you're developing. You leave practice, what happens? Your skill degrades. That's it. It decreases. Whatever you improved will fade. So continuous or consistent practice should be there. Now let's go, commonly and then section wise. Now in reading, we can put all these three together: RCs, legal and logical. Reading comprehension, still you have time, as I told you, 8 months. Develop a habit of reading. Read newspapers, read books, read novels, read articles, read something, but read. Okay. At least 4 passages each day. How much time will it take? Half an hour? 4 passages? with 5 or 6 questions. That's what you take in your mock test, right? The 10 minutes, less than that. Spend half an hour practicing 4 passages each day. But after solving each and every passage, please analyze. We'll come to that analysis part, separate. Okay, then if it is legal, I was telling yesterday, if I'm not wrong, don't wait for the faculty to come and start the legal classes. You just start exploring. When the classes come, what happens is you will feel comfortable in understanding. You will not feel blank because you already know at least something of the topic. You can easily understand what the faculty is telling you. I also didn't recall anything. Let me just ask you, what is tort? Tort law.
Civil law.
It is a civil law. Okay, good.
It comes when a public's a person's right is violated.
Very good. It can be implemented or it comes into action when a person's right is violated. What is the meaning of this? What is right being violated?
Legal injury.
இது அதை விட டெக்னிக்கலா இருக்கு. Right. Example. See, that's the best way to understand, right? How can a person's right be violated? What is an example of this?
Destroying person's property.
Destroying a person's property. Nuisance. Disturbing others' freedom to use their trespass. Yeah, that's what I was about to say, right? Disturbing others' freedom of using their space. Trespass. All these are what? Violation of someone's right. Okay, so you are peacefully sitting at your home watching television or singing, dancing, whatever you are doing. Okay, so there is your neighbor who is completely having some new speakers with full loud music and want to hear it, which is audible to almost the entire street. Will you be happy? This is creating a nuisance, public nuisance. Then there is private nuisance, the classification, trying to understand that. So I was telling yesterday in our regular class about what. So start with something like torts because that will be interesting. Contracts, okay, which will trigger your interest. Oh, இப்படிலாம் இருக்கா? Okay. Constitution கொஞ்சம் raw vaguer. Criminal law will make you raise so many questions. Okay, then there is family law. What is triple talaq? Triple talaq.
When a husband says talaq 3 times, it is considered as a divorce.
Exactly. So in the Muslim law, okay, if a husband pronounces talaq 3 times, triple talaq, 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 talaq. So if it is pronounced, then it is considered as a divorce. Now it is legal or illegal in India?
Illegal.
Illegal in India. So this is how you need to learn. You can put a lot of questions, right? And you can come to know about it. Is prostitution legal in India?
Yes, in some cases.
Hmm? In few cases it is legal. The other few it is illegal. How can we differentiate them?
It depends on the area.
No. Prostitution is considered as a profession. Okay, so it is legal. Whereas someone runs it as a business, brothel, then that is illegal. Because that becomes a what? Benefit for someone else, right? So that becomes illegal. So there are a lot of things in Indian law that we don't know it. Euthanasia. Recently, euthanasia case became very, trending topic in India. The court granted a person's euthanasia. Who is that person? Some Raghav or Ramesh? Huh? Someone, I'm also not sure. I forgot. Right. So you need to get to know about those news. Okay. So what is euthanasia? Yes, euthanasia is basically mercy killing. Harish Rana. Yes, Sri Tanvi has given it. Okay. So Harish Rana's euthanasia case only. Mercy killing. And there is types of euthanasia. Passive euthanasia, active euthanasia. Now, which one is legal and illegal in India? Active euthanasia is illegal and passive euthanasia is legal. What is passive euthanasia and why is it legal?
When a person is in vegetative state or bedridden and they're suffering. So with the permission of the family members, the person can be killed.
So if a person is at a vegetative state, okay, can live only with life support, ventilators, okay, then the immediate family members or the doctors can suggest for a euthanasia, mercy killing, and that is passive euthanasia, and that is legal in India. Active euthanasia means what? Yeah, exactly. Yes, when the person himself or herself not able to tolerate or bear the pain going through and they want to terminate their life. That's active euthanasia, which is not legal in India. So, my point here is you need to get to know all these basic stuffs going on. See, about a month ago, if you tell me that I have not heard about euthanasia, okay, I understand. Euthanasia is not a common word. You might not know about this word. But today, if you tell me that, sir, what is euthanasia? I have not heard about this at all, then you are not following news. A week before or 10 days ago, this was a trending news in almost all news channels and newspapers and magazines. I was very happy because when I was in my college, this was given as a group discussion topic, euthanasia. Okay, so if it is a group discussion, there will be extra marks for the initiator and the concluder. Okay, so one hyper energetic candidate, what a student did was she started as youth in Asia. What? Euthanasia became youth in Asia and started talking about it. Now what others have? No other option. They have to continue. After the group discussion, the HR was, smiling and telling euthanasia means mercy killing, but the topic went somewhere entirely different. I was expecting you to say, sir, we are not familiar with the topic, discussing among yourself. Do you get my point? The HR wanted the people to discuss among themselves whether you know the topic or you know the topic, don't know. And one person to get up and say, sir, no one is having idea about this topic. So can you change the topic? Because in a group discussion, one individual cannot say that I don't know the topic. That is called extempore. If I am giving you an individual topic, this is called extempore. Okay. If group of people are given one topic to speak upon, then it is a group discussion. So one person cannot say. So that's what is the expectation of the HR there. But it took a completely U-turn, right? But today, everybody's, inclined towards learning new words, improving their vocabulary. The words are spreading everywhere. After, people like Shashi Tharoor speaking in interviews and giving talks. Okay, they want to sit along with Google or something and sit and listen to what he's speaking, immediately know the words what he's using. Okay, so these all things going on, right? So this curiosity is what you will develop in yourself and sit and learn legal. It will be interesting. Okay, yes, Gopinath, good. Got it. And the most significant thing or the mistake most of the people do is ignoring the principle and fact type of questions. கிளாட்ல பேசேஜா தானே வருது. நான் எதுக்கு பிரின்சிபல் ஃபேக்ட் கொஸ்டின்ஸ்லாம் சால்வ் பண்ணணும்? நிறைய பேருக்கு பிரின்சிபல் ஃபேக்ட் கொஸ்டின்ஸ்னால என்னன்னு தெரியல, புரியல. புக்ஸ்ல லீகல் ரீசனிங்ல எடுத்து சால்வ் பண்ணியிருந்தீங்க அப்படின்னா பிரின்சிபல் ஃபேக்ட் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் நான் எதை ரெஃபர் பண்றேன்னு கிளியரா புரியும். புக்கே எடுக்கலைன்னா தெரியவே தெரியாது. சிம்பிள். So there will be 2-3 lines given as principle, and there will be a scenario given which is fact, and you will have to decide your answer based on the options given. That's principle fact questions. You need to practice with as many number of questions possible when it comes to principle fact questions. சார் ஆனால் எனக்கு மார்க்லனா பேசேஜ் தானே சார் வருது. சரி, ஒரு 20 questions பிரின்சிபல் ஃபேக்ட் சால்வ் பண்ண, ஒரு 4 பேசேஜ் சால்வ் பண்ண. Do both together when you practice. Right? You solve hundreds of principle and fact questions. Okay, your accuracy will go somewhere high in legal reasoning section. I am very sure about it. Okay, we'll discuss further, about all these things. Coming to logical, strengthen your fundamentals. Okay, solve syllogisms, logical consistencies. Okay, statement assumptions, statement conclusions, strong and weak arguments, or practice all these types of questions, which will strengthen your critical reasoning. Okay, and that will help you in passage solving of logical reasoning section. Okay, then right now we are getting the analytical reasoning also in the CLAT. So we work on data arrangements, blood relations, coding, decoding kind of questions too. Now, the happier part about this is when we prepare with almost all these topics, we are getting ready for all the entrance examinations. Symbiosis, Christ, NMIMS, Law Admission Test, NLAT. We get ready for all these entrance exams. Okay. Now, this is put together the reading session, which comprises of 80 marks. More or less, see, my point of grouping and putting them in front of you is more or less anyone, even without a preparation, can come, sit, and will be able to score in these 3 sections. Do you agree with me or not? Reading comprehension. First standard இருந்து இங்கிலீஷ் படிப்போமா எல்லாருமே? நீங்க நானும் இல்லை, எல்லாருமே, almost everybody, we are learning English. So anyone come and sits and pay enough attention to reading comprehension, will they be able to score well or not in reading comprehension? Yes. If someone understands legal reasoning is also like reading comprehension, the answer is available there only. I have to identify it, find it. They can also score well in legal reasoning. Same works with logical reasoning. So these 80 questions, students can, without even preparation, can get marks. Which means the game changers are going to be the current affairs section and the quant. Current affairs consist of almost 28 questions. Many questions which will take you to the top 400-500 ranks. என்ன பிரச்சனைனா இந்த 2 செக்ஷன்லயும் உட்காந்து படிக்கணும், உட்காந்து நோட்ஸ் எடுக்கணும், குவாண்டா உட்காந்து சால்வ் பண்ணணும். நமக்கு அதுதான் பிரச்சனையே. ஆமா தானே? கஷ்டப்படணும், எஃபர்ட்ஸ் போடணும்னா முடியல. பழகிடுச்சு, சும்மாவே இருந்து பழகிடுச்சு. இப்ப திடீர்னு கஷ்டப்படணும் எப்படி? ரைட். So again, see, we are aiming for something big. So which means we need to also put some effort, sacrifice a few things. ஓகே, நான் வீக்லி ஒரு மூவி தியேட்டர்ல போய் பார்ப்பேன்னா அதை மந்த்லி ஒன்று மாத்திக்கோங்க. தட்ஸ் வாட் ஐ டெல் யூ. ஓகே, நான் ஒரே நைட்ல உட்காந்து 10 எபிசோட்ஸ் பார்ப்பேன் அப்படிங்கிறதுக்கு பதிலாக ஒரு மாசத்துல 10 எபிசோட்ஸ் பாருங்க. ஒரு நைட் ஃபுல்லா உட்காந்து படிங்க, இல்லை நல்லா தூங்குங்க, அடுத்த நாள் ஃப்ரெஷ்ஷா படிங்க. That's what I'm asking you. And that is for 8 months or 9 months. Plus 3 months. That's for your board exams. So 1 year. From this April to next April. 1 year. பல்ல கடிச்சிட்டு. Okay, put all the efforts. Once you get into top law schools, அடுத்த 3 months நீங்க பெருசா எஃபர்ட் கூட போட தேவையில்லை. 60%, 70%, 80% எடுக்க முடியாதா? புக்ல இருக்கிறத படிச்சு ஆன்சர் பண்ண போறீங்க. Even if you're from state board or matriculation, at least you need to repeat some keywords. Right? Keywords இருந்தா தான் ஸ்கோர் வரும். CBSE, IGCSEக்கு அதுவும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. You're going to put your own words and explain. Right? So which means those 3 months, என்ன கேட்டா, those 3 months are more than enough, or 2 months are more than enough for you to prepare for your board exams. Because in a day, maximum hours you are spending in your schools only. Right? ஸோ அப்பப்போ அங்கங்கே ஏதாவது கேட்கறது, எப்பயாச்சும் ஒரு நாள் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணிட்டு ஒரு டெஸ்ட் எழுதுறது. திஸ் வில் சம்வேர் பி இன் யுவர் மெமரி. பிஃபோர் த எக்ஸாம் யூ டேக் த புக் அண்ட் read through everything. Something will settle in your mind and go and you can write the examination, which will easily give you 70-75%. Put some more efforts, more than 80-85%. More than enough for getting into top law schools. But if you're not putting the efforts now, what will happen? For the entrance exam, which decides your career. So either you need to think for a backup or you need to think about writing it next year, which will cost some 8 more months or 1 more academic year. If you are ready, okay, not a problem. But why should you spend another year if you can manage it now? முடியாதா? எத்தனை பேரை நம்ம பார்க்குறோம், they are able to do it. Then yes, we will also be able to do it. The only thing is we have to manage with whatever time we have. Okay. So coming back here to the current affairs section, the place where you need to put a lot of efforts, daily efforts. Okay. Give importance to areas like, national affairs. Okay. India is in what way related to other countries? Where all prime minister visits, which countries all prime minister visits, or which countries presidents or prime minister is visiting India. PM schemes. Okay. So any national news or any state news that triggers nationwide, okay, spreads nationwide, those kind of news. International conflicts. This is a year for international conflicts, again we can say, like the recent years. Yeah. I think there can be a book written on Donald Trump, what happened during wars, right? So thousands of pages can be written on what he is giving as comments and telling. Okay, with just one phone call he will tell anything, right? Iran surrendered to us. We tell no, you run. Okay, you run independently. Right? I think that's what he will say next. Okay, because earlier Trump said that Iran is begging for a deal. Okay, we said no deal. Right? Iran has completely opposed it. We never did it. So they are telling that if you come inside, our country will not stop. We will kill everyone. That's what Iran is telling. Okay. So that is how international conflicts are going on. Now it is not just one country to other. Many countries are being involved. Once it becomes a threat of resources for many countries, it will slowly grow. So only two options here, two extremes. Either many countries will involve in the war or they will put an end to the war. This is what is the scenario now. So in the near future, it is not going to get over, which means this can be a definite topic for us in the CLAT. So give importance to this.
So, for the legal section, current affairs, instead of current affairs, they're mostly asking static GK related to
Yes.
legal.
Yes.
How do we study that?
Actually, I have a slide for that. When I come to that part, I'll tell you. Okay. And this is brief. After this, I have separate, again, set of slides for each and every section. I'll decode that in that part. Okay. But that is something that I'll be covering. No need to worry. Okay. So apart from that, leading economies, Indian economy, that should be given importance. Environment, legal updates, Environment Act, amendments in Act, no, that will involve one significant recent amendment in the Environmental Act. Okay. Awards like Nobel Prize and so, not of movies and all, that's not given more importance, but that could be possibilities of getting Oscars, right? Academy Awards also can come. Sports, legal current affairs. See, legal current affairs, when I mean current affairs, it's the current events happening. Okay. So follow some channels like Bar and Bench, Verdictum. Okay, these are some YouTube channels sharing, immediate updates on what is happening in the Supreme Court judgments. Live law. Okay, Bar and Bench, live law, Verdictum. These are some pages that you can follow. They keep posting the updates from Supreme Courts. Okay, the rulings. That too, whenever something is controversial. Okay, so please follow these channels for legal current affairs. Then important bills and amendments, okay, committees, appointments. Right. So these are some points that you can go through. Okay. The significant part is you need to take notes. Please don't hesitate. Please don't feel lazy to take notes. Okay. Please cover all these things. As I told, I'll go in depth in a later part of the session. Okay. Coming to quant, this is the bare minimum that I want you to practice with percentage, ratios, averages, data interpretation, simple interest and compound interest, profit and loss. Preference is this only. First, get ready with percentages, next with ratios, next with averages, next with the DI. Then, after completing these four, then go for simple interest and compound interest, and then profit and loss. Take this as an order itself. Okay. Because you look at the last 5 years, last 5 years, 2021 to 2026, all this CLAT involves only percentage, ratios, and averages, nothing else. Nothing else. 2020 had mensurations of geometry in it, and that question was wrong. That set was wrong. First question answer வந்து radius நம்ம வருது, அந்த radius தப்பு. Next, all questions are depending on this radius. So all the questions are wrong. Right. ஸோ அதனால எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு மேத்தை வந்து அவங்க காம்ப்ளெக்ஸ் ஆக விரும்பல. கொஸ்டின் செட்டே வந்து ஐ திங்க் இஸ் நாட் கான்ஃபிடென்ட் வித் தட். ஸோ பேசிக்காக போயிடுவோம் பெர்சன்டேஜ் மாதிரி. பட் வித் ஏஐ growing, because recently I saw a few other coaching centers mock test. Okay, or not exactly the mock test, the sectional test they had. It was clearly visible they were AI generated. Okay. So now AI is creating questions. Even in a few classes, I created caselets with using ChatGPT. Okay. The only thing is you need to give the correct prompt to get the correct output. That's it. Otherwise, it'll make some mistakes. Okay. So they could involve some other topics as well. But if they want to stick to the trend, okay, stick to the trend, then these are going to be the topics again. But I would say a minimum of 50 percentage of the questions you can score with these topics being practiced. That's more than enough. 6 to 7 questions. நீங்க குவாண்ட்ல எதுவுமே அட்டன் பண்ணாம விடுறதுக்கு பதிலா 6 to 7 certain marks, லாஜிக்கல், லீகல், இங்கிலீஷ்ல நீங்க அட்டன் பண்ணாலும் கரெக்டா தப்பான்னு உங்களுக்கு தெரியாது. கொஸ்டின் செட்டர் சொல்றது தான். இட் இஸ் தே ஆர் சப்ஜெக்டிவ். குவாண்ட்ல உங்களுக்கு கரெக்டான ஆன்சர் வந்ததா அது கரெக்ட் தான், ரைட்? பிகாஸ் யூ சால்வ்ட் இட், யூ காட் இட். இட்ஸ் கோயிங் டு பி த ரைட் ஆன்சர் ஃபார் ஷியோர். So if you are getting 5 or 6 or 7 marks in quant, good, super, go for it. Now, as I told you, let's go in deep. Each and every section, what should be done. We just saw an overview. In between, I talked so many things. Okay, but I just told you like what is what, how to look at RC, how to look at legal, how to look at logical. These are the things that you need to remember. Now let's go a little deep. Reading comprehension, as I told you, you need to read a lot, practice a lot. Passage solving is an art, so you need to practice a lot. Okay, so read and keep reading. That's what I would say. When it is passage reading, you have to be clear with what is given. The context of the passage should be clear. If you misinterpret anything, your answers go wrong. In some mock tests, you can find the entire passage would be wrong. That happens because you did not pay enough attention and understood the passage. You misunderstood the context of the passage. Then only then you will make more than 3 wrongs out of 6. 50% which is going wrong. Then your passage understanding is wrong. Simple. So careful reading and clear reading is very significant. Only then you can be very sure about your accuracy. Okay. So as I told you, we have 8 months, almost 32 weeks. Each week solve 50 passage. Is it possible or not? See, very simple. Each week you read one mock test, which already has minimum of 4. Let's take average of 5. Do I make sense? English la total 24 questions. Either it is 4 into 6 questions or 6 into 4 questions. அப்ப average 5 passage வச்சுக்கோங்க. That's what I have done. I did, right? அப்போ 5 into 4, 20 passage you're already covering where? In your mock test. Sorry, in the mock test, 4 weeks. Right? I'm asking 50 passages per week. 20 passages are covered by you in a mock test only. மீதி நாள்ல ஒரு கொஞ்சம் passage solve பண்ணீங்கன்னா you can reach 50 easily in 1 week. If you are able to solve 50 passages in 1 week, in the remaining 32 weeks, you are almost solving 1,600 passages. Don't you think solving 1,600 passages will improve your accuracy, speed, understanding, and everything? $1,600 வேணாம், 1,000 plus passages you solve. 1,000 plus passages you solve. When I mean solve, it includes analysis. Take your mistakes and understanding your mistakes. அப்போ 1,000 passage உங்களுக்கு சால்வ் பண்றதுக்கு டைம் இருக்கு. 1,000 passage சால்வ் பண்றீங்கன்னா, do you still think you cannot improve your speed in reading, understanding, and answering questions? You can definitely improve, right? So don't just solve. Okay, you have to analyze. Have error logs. Make a note. Reading comprehension க்குன்னு ஒரு note போடுங்க. You'll at least dedicate a few pages. Each and every mock or each and every test you take, what is happening with reading comprehension? I frequently go wrong with inference based questions. அப்படின்னு உங்களுக்கு சொல்ல தெரியணும்னா நீங்க ட்ராக் பண்ணிருக்கணும். Track your mistakes. Without tracking your mistakes, you will not understand how to improve. So track your mistakes. Reading comprehension na usually and inference questions la tappu agum. You slow down in answering question with inference. Okay. So understanding your mistakes will boost your confidence. Will make you easily rectify your mistakes. When you face such questions, wherever you commit mistakes, it will be your muscle memory telling you this is where you go wrong usually. Okay, be careful. So track your mistakes. Only then you will be able to identify these mistakes and you will be able to improve them. So this is what you have, the time that you have to practice with. And if you utilize this time wisely, reading comprehension, you can get 24 out of 24. It's possible. At least 22 out of 24. Yes. 20 plus out of 24. Definitely possible. It's a huge achievement. 20 and more marks out of 24 is really good. Right. So this can easily give you, as I told you, 20 plus marks for you. If you do this, if you realize what given here exactly, then 24 on 24 possible. Okay, I'm going like the actual sections given in your CLAT. So after the first section, you get GK and current affairs. As I told you, a game changer, which will take you to the toppers, right? So here, modern Indian history. Last 2 years, at least last year, there was no questions based on Indian history, but the years before that, 23 and 20, 24 and 25's CLAT examination had Jallianwala Bagh or something like that. So modern Indian history questions were included. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's speech when he introduced the constitution in the parliament. So that was given in 24's CLAT, if I'm not wrong, and Jallianwala Bagh was there in the 2025's CLAT. 2026 CLAT, I think nothing was there about the history, but I'm not able to recall immediately. Okay. But this was the thing. Right. So it is teaching us a lesson to give attention to modern Indian history. Just before independence, after independence. This is what is very significant. 1900s, 18th century, not earlier. Only this. Let's try to explore. India and international relations are important topic. Anywhere India is a part, G20, BRICS, okay. Even India is not a part, but still invited those summits and conferences. Other international forums, NATO, right? So all these you need to prepare. Have a list of them. Prepare notes. All international councils, UN, UNESCO, NATO, right? So make a list first of all. Then get to know about them. Each and every forum. Who are the founding members? When was it founded? Which year it was founded? Start from there. Initial. Then come to recent and current news. Recently added members to that council. Okay, this year, what is the news about that council? Right. Try to understand. Wars and conflicts. Yes. Today's scenario is like that. We cannot omit this. We need to include it. But we need to know the history. Best example is again 2024 CLAT or 2025 CLAT. I think 24's, which had a question of Israel and Hamas war. Two questions. First one, with which war the Israel and Hamas war happened recently compared to? It was based on the dates of the attacks. It was compared to something called as Yom Kippur War. That was given in the options. If you hadn't known something that happened in the past as Yom Kippur War, you would have not been able to answer it. Another question. What is the number of time Arab countries are getting into wars? Then it was the fifth time. Israel Hamas was the fifth time the Arab countries entering into wars. That was the question. So without knowing that, you cannot understand what happened, what triggered all these. And the questions will also come like that only when it is CLAT. Okay, connecting the current news with the history. So that becomes a very significant part. Wars and conflicts. You can expect questions. Okay, in this CLAT as well. Legal updates. When it comes to current affairs, what kind of legal updates, GK and current affairs, that we should prepare with? Now, it is not just limited to GK and current affairs, it is also for legal reasoning. In legal reasoning, there were around 6 questions, which were general knowledge of related to law. Right. So, coming to legal updates, what you should do is you cannot remember all the amendments that has happened so far. How many amendments happened so far? That is what we should know. Famous amendments which triggered controversies. What was the 42nd amendment about? Inclusions of significant things or removal of significant part of the constitution. Those amendments are important. Are you able to follow? Yeah, the amendments. First amendment was what? Recent amendment was what? Which amendments created a controversies or conflicts? Okay, so these are something that we need to look into. When you understand what those amendments are, you also understand in which year it was amended. Got it? Yeah. And then the authorities, legal authorities. That is again something like Chief Justice of India. Who else have powers when it comes to legal authorities? Law. How are law implemented?
Bills has to be passed.
Bills has to be passed.
The houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha.
It has to be passed to the two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha.
Then it will be reviewed by both houses.
It will be reviewed. This is some time will be given. It will be reviewed, and they have to. Hmm. Then voting will happen. Then
bill will be signed by them.
bill will be signed. Then it will be notified. Then it will come into exist in a different part of time. So this process should be known because questions can come from that. When we read about this, when we learn about this, we also get to know about Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, about the parliament, about the speaker, Who is the speaker? What is the role of the speaker? Getting to know about all these things. It is not just the legal update. All these things. Do you think union budget is just about finance? No. It is also a part of law. Okay, okay, yes. Okay, yeah, you can leave. Yes. Recently, there was a case. I think it was in Supreme Court on the finance minister regarding the budgets. Again, it was dismissed. உனக்கு வேற வேலை இல்லை அப்படின்னு சொல்லி டிஸ்மிஸ் பண்ணிட்டாங்க. Right. So my point is, so relating to the budget, there is also a case that we should pay attention to. How many of you know about this? No, no, it was a lawyer only. As an, I think it was as an PIL, public interest litigation. Okay. Anyways, you go through it. I'm not sure about it. I just read as a brief news. I did not dive in deep. Okay. Uh, my my point was actually it is about budgets, and there was a case. So this becomes a news. We should pay attention to. This is a legal news, right? So this is how you prepare with the legal updates when it is current affairs and general knowledge. Okay. How can it be current affairs in the recent news, and how can it be in static? Got it? Yeah. Now coming to the timeline, December 2025 to November 2026 is going to be the timeline for us to prepare with the current affairs. Probably till the mid of November is something that we need to prepare completely. Because after that, they will start preparing the questions, printing the questions. First week of December, they'll start distributing the questions. So till November 15th or 20th is something that we need to prepare our current affairs. Consistency is the key in current affairs preparation, which means daily preparation. One important new part here is revision. Frequent revisions. Frequent revisions is very, very, very important. We are all human. It is human nature to forget. கரெக்டா? நேத்து நடந்த ஏதாச்சும் ஒண்ணுல இருந்து நான் திடீர்னு கொஸ்டின் கேட்டாலே உங்களுக்கு சொல்ல தெரியாது. ஏன்னா மறந்து போயிட்டீங்க. What about numerous news that you read? So you will forget. So you have to keep revising before the last day, before the exam. At least you should have revised all the news that you are taking notes some 3 to 4 times, minimum 3 to 4 times. Only then you can retain the maximum that you have seen during the exam. So daily or consistent preparation along with periodical revision is very, very important. Something that you cannot avoid. Now is the best time to start your current affairs preparation if you have not started, because you might get some holidays now. Okay, you get time now. So what you do? You cover all the backlogs from December, January, February, but do it in reverse. Always when you cover backlogs, do from recent months to past, because recent months should be given more importance than the past. That is how CLAT works. More than 60% of the passages are going to be from the 7 to 8 months before CLAT. So cover from the recent March, February, go like that. Cover in this way. Got it? Yeah. Now coming to the resources. Basic one, newspapers, the Hindu or the Indian Express, whatever you are following, please follow it. Pay attention to editorials as well. Okay, you can get to know about new words, right? Since you are anyways going through newspapers, you do that as well. Then there is GK zone available in your My Zone. You have a lot of resources there. You can make use of that. You have daily news, weekly, month ends, which is very vast. I understand. That is month end 2.0, which focuses on some important topics of each and every week. See, this itself will give you some 30, 40 topics in a month. If you say, sir, I have not covered anything in December 2025 or January, take up month end 2.0, pick up only the important topics and at least get to know about those. Then during that time, you had some mock tests. Take those mock tests, explore those topics. And instead of not touching the entire current affairs of the month, thinking that ஐயோ ஒரு மாசம் ஃபுல்லா எப்படி கவர் பண்றது, at least do this. Some important topics, at least you get to know, right? Then you can follow some YouTube channels. If you have time, you can follow them. So Law Entrance is of the career launcher only. Okay, they do some analysis, put some videos on current affair topics. Right. Then you can follow the print. It's a journalism channel. So they also pick up some controversial topics or important topics in India. Okay, and they try to explain it, clearly, the print. Then there is First Post. It is also again by journalists. Okay, they are running it for instant news and everything. You can go to First Post. Then Drishti IAS English channel is there. You can go to that as well. See, Drishti IAS, as it says, it is actually a IAS, right? Entrance exam, IAS exams channel. So what happens is it will have so many news covering the city, state, and all newses. Right? But we need not focus on that much. Since you people have taken at least a few CLAT mocks, you have experienced previous year questions, at least a few. So with that knowledge, what you can do, you will be able to understand what is relevant to CLAT. And the best thing is you go to the video section, thumbnails says everything. Looking at the thumbnail, you can understand whether this topic is, enough for me or relevant for me to the CLAT. My suggestion of giving this is the actual reason is you go inside that they're also putting a presentation like what we teach with important points. Finally, they will discuss at least one question, how the questions can come in the exam. That is the significant reason I am suggesting this one. Okay. Apart from that, I don't have tie-ups with any of them. No one is going to pay me or anything. I'm just suggesting you so that you can get some authentic news, okay, which will be relevant to us, our entrances. That's why. Got it? Yeah. So next one is legal reasoning. Legal reasoning is also a very big area. Okay, as I was telling you, legal maxims. You need to practice with the legal maxims. At least something like what is actus reus? What is actus reus?
That is committed.
The action that is.
Without the mental intention.
So with the intention, it is called as mens rea. Mens rea, actus rea. Okay, so legal maxims are something that you can directly face in the passages, in the principles. If you have prior knowledge, you have the advantage of quickly and easily understanding them. So pay attention to legal maxims, practice with them. Landmark judgments. You will find landmark judgments given in the passages of legal reasoning. And there will be questions asked. In a similar case, what will happen? Decide. Yes or no type of questions where you commit more mistakes. Yes or no one கண்டுபிடிச்சிருவோம் ஜஸ்டிஃபிகேஷன்ல தான் மிஸ்டேக்கே வரும். Because we are not clear with the principle. பேசேஜில் கொடுத்துருக்க பிரின்சிபல் கிளியரா நம்ம புரியலங்கிறதுனால தான் என்ன மாதிரி மிஸ்டேக் பண்றோம், ஜஸ்டிஃபிகேஷன் ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்றதுல மிஸ்டேக் பண்றோம். That is why my first, or even here I have mentioned, practice, practice, practice with principal fact questions, which will clarify, your ideas about principles. What is important in passages? You can easily identify the principles. Don't skip torts, contracts, constitution, criminal, family laws. You have had questions. You have had questions. Your seniors got questions from these laws for sure. 2020 2023 வரைக்கும் எல்லா கிளாட்லயுமே வந்து ஐ திங்க் தெர் வாஸ் ஒன் பேசேஜ் ஆன் ஃபேமிலி லா டெஃபினட்டா இருந்துச்சு. 1 or 2 பேசேஜ் வந்து ஃபேமிலி லா பேஸ் பண்ணி இருந்துச்சு 3-4 years கண்டினியூஸா. Then as I told already with the GK, important amendments that has happened. Legal current affairs. Because nowadays you can also see legal current affairs coming in legal reasoning section. Because these current affairs of legal reasoning, okay, they have reference to landmark judgments. That's why. Again, a simple calculation, simple example. 32 weeks you have, okay, in a week you do 25 principal and fact questions. You almost do 800 principal fact questions, which is near to 1,000. Similarly, you solve 25 passages per week. You can solve almost 800 passages. Nothing can give you a clarity like this in reading and understanding. Solving passages. Do you have resource for this? Yes, you do have resource for this. Make use of it. You have books, you have online tests available, you have mock tests happening each and every week. And yes, you have enough resources. Still, I am yet to give you a set of books. Third module. If you have not collected the second module of books, you can collect it. Okay. Still, third module of books is there. I have to give you, I have to order and give you. It is not available yet. Once it is available, I will get you the third module of books. So resources are available. The only thing is you need to practice and you need to put efforts. Then after a long request, the career launcher team has come up with, just a minute. Okay. They have come up with this legal current affairs. Legal zone was there. You can find landmark judgments and legal maxims and legal zone. I don't know how many of you checked it. ஏன்னா இது கொஞ்சம் ஸ்க்ரால் பண்ணி போனீங்கன்னா கீழே இருக்கும். நிறைய பேருக்கு அதை ஸ்க்ரால் பண்றதுக்கு ஒரு கஷ்டம் இல்லையா? பண்ணிருக்க மாட்டோம். Right. So you get into legal zone. Already existing was legal maxim and landmark judgments. Now you can find law lens, which is legal current affairs. So after a lot of requests, they have started posting also legal current affairs, because what Rakshmi was asking the same. Many might have a question. Legal current affairs சொல்றீங்க என்னதான் அதுல வரும் எப்படி அதை படிக்கிறது, right? So that is why this was started. Month by month you can find, I think they gave some date, every month 4th or 10th something தெரியல குரூப்ல போட்டிருந்தாங்க. I'm not sure. Let's say before 10th, every month before 10th you will get the legal current affairs of the previous month. Okay, so that will help you out with the legal current affairs too. Please make use of it. I don't know how many of you are using it. Many resources are available right in front of you. And if you are asking இது இல்லாம நான் இன்னும் ஏதாவது எக்ஸ்ட்ரா படிக்கணுமா, இது முதல்ல படிங்க, right? Then you can go for something extra. I'm not limiting you of doing something extra. You can do, okay? But what is given right in front of you, which are all updated frequently, okay, make use of it. Otherwise, I will not recommend. Even if it is career launches, if it is not updated or wrong, I will not personally recommend it to you, because it is going to cost your career, right? Tomorrow I also needed, okay, sir told me what was right and I did, and so I got succeeded. So I want that name also. I want that popularity. Okay. So, in my perspective, it is your career. That's it. So you make use of it. You paid fees and everything, and the team is working behind and bringing all these things. Okay, make use of it. That's it. Okay, next part is logical reasoning, right? Verbal logic is something is traditionally a part of logical reasoning from 2020. Before that, there were analytical reasoning questions. You can find clocks, calendars, coding, decoding, number series, all these questions in 2019, 18, 17 papers. The number of questions were also different, 300 questions. Okay, so now it's entirely different. But slowly we can see the CLAT is bringing those types of questions again. Okay, they want to surprise the students who are getting coaching, right? Because they tell students even without coaching can come and write the examination, but they give so many surprises that even the students with coaching are not able to attend. Okay. So, as I'm telling you, please have an open mindset. Don't say I'm not going to write IELTS, I'll only take IELTS marks, I'm not going to take SLAT, I'm not going to take SLAT marks, I'm not going to write LNAT, it is so costly, I'm not going to write those marks. It is available for you, practice with it. Because whatever you practice and whatever you learn, if it is not helping you now, it will help you later in some part of your journey. So make use of it. So critical reasoning passages are very significant. Okay. If you are not finding enough passages, find something online and like GMAT critical reasoning, which will be relevant. Okay, I told you already also, I think. You can find some free PDFs or tests available for GMAT, critical reasoning. Okay. Similarly, for LNAT UK, if you're targeting LNAT UK for reading comprehension, try uh, GMAT reading comprehension. Why GMAT reading comprehension? Why GMAT critical reasoning? GMAT is for abroad universities. GMAT is for doing MBA abroad, and the level of complexity of those are good. So I recommend you to practice with GMAT critical reasoning or GMAT reading comprehension, which will help you very well. Okay, those are all some extras that you can do. Again, free resources you can get. Okay, so reminding I told you. So go through this logical, consistency, statement, assumption, conclusion, strong and weak arguments, cause and effect, reason, assertion, course of actions, all part of verbal logic, all basics of critical reasoning. Practice with those because these are not just going to help you with just CLAT. I told you at the beginning, right? You are not preparing just for CLAT. You are preparing for almost all major entrance examinations coming in the month of December. CLAT, IELTS, SLAT, Christ, LNAT. All these exams are in December. Top institutions, top law schools, right? So we are getting ready for all those exams by preparing with all these topics. Lengthy passages, you have your mock tests in your classes also. We are right now looking at only basics of critical reasoning. Even tomorrow we'll look at something like that. Okay. So, but we will have, in the upcoming months, we will have passage solvings for logical reasoning, which will have again around 250, 300 words. Okay. Lengthy, not just small critical reasoning passages. Then there is analytical reasoning. The topics that you should not skip are these are the most of the topics. Okay, numbers and letter series, coding and decoding, blood relations. Blood relations came in previous year. Data arrangements came previous year. Coding and decoding came previous year. Three sets from three topics came in the previous year. Clocks and calendars involves math, so we can expect this either in reasoning or in math also, quant also. So we should not skip that. Then again, puzzles and visual reasoning. Puzzles, numerical puzzles, we solve often in our classes also, no? Like before the class, I used to give you some puzzles. It can be like that, abstract or numerical puzzles. Visual reasoning, like number and letter series, which has a pattern behind it. Visual reasoning, images or figures having pattern behind it. I don't think we have seen those topics yet. Visual reasoning. Figures, do we have figures? Like images? Like for example, uh, there will be a star, circle, triangle, and square. There will be another figure with a square here, star here, circle here, and triangle here. They will ask what will come next. The figures are moving one step clockwise. Right, that's the pattern. Did we solve these kind of questions? Not yet, no. We will be solving it in the future. There are many other topics like cubes, dices. Okay, many topics are there still in analytical reasoning. We will go through that as well. Not just this, but my point here is these are all something significant we should look into when it is logical reasoning. Okay. Now the last part is obviously the quant. So even in the quantitative techniques, consistency is the key. Each and every day you spend minimum time 10 minutes, 15 minutes in solving a couple of questions. 2, 3 questions in 15, 20 minutes. Or one set, one data set, caselet is data set again. In 15, 20 minutes. That is what you spend. That's what I'm asking you to spend each and every day. 32 weeks you have. Can't you practice and get to know all these topics like percentage, ratios, average and mixtures, simple interest, compound interest, profit and loss, time and work, time speed conditions, and data interpretation? I'm not asking you to go through algebra, geometry, permutation, combination, trigonometry, and all. Comparably, these are easier, right? आप हम इधर पढ़ेंगे अவ்வளவுதான். Okay, don't skip. And all these topics you have learned in your 7th, 8th, 9th grades. As I told, it is human nature. We forgot. Let's recall and try to reapply them to the questions. Yes, it is possible. Okay, clear? So this is what I was, planning to say for each and every section, how you can invest the remaining 32 weeks so that you can get the most out of it. Got it? See, when you practice with all these things, I can also tell you something. So we discussed here 20 plus you can score in reading comprehension. You do everything that we discussed about current affairs and GK, you get some 22, 23 marks here out of 28. I'm not even telling 25, 22, 23. Right? Just add it. That 20 here, 22, you get 42. Legal, definitely, if you practice like this, 25 plus and your actual CLAT. I'm very sure. Out of 28, you can get. How many you get? 32, right? Then I think 28 plus is possible. My bad. Yeah, 28 plus. So 42 and 28. You get 70 out of the questions we have seen so far. You get 70. Logical reasoning, 20 plus. Again, like English, out of 24. 70 plus 20, 90. You are now in a safe zone. 5 plus in quant. One set is very difficult. One set is easy. So you get a 5 plus. 95 plus. This is what I wanted to work on. Okay. So to achieve all these things, you need to commit yourself in each and every week. I'm going to plan something. இதுல ஒண்ணுமே இல்லைங்க, சும்மா template. Okay, so you need to come up with a weekly plan. Okay, so you want to fill in everything. I'm not giving you anything. Monday என்ன இதை பண்ணுங்க, டியூஸ்டே இதை பண்ணுங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு I'm not pushing you, I'm not telling you anything. You know how much time you have because you know your school time. I can give you common things, right? Because few of you go to your school by morning 6 or 7 or 8, come back evening 6 or 7 or 8. Few people go by 8 in the morning and come by 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So you people know how much time you got. So fix your time each and every day, minimum 2.5 hours. That is something that you cannot compromise. Each and every day, minimum 2.5 hours. 1.5 hours for current affairs. We can't do anything. If you're very quick in reading and understanding, then 1 hour. Okay, but 1.5 hours will go for current affairs. 1 more hour, half an hour quant, half an hour passage solving. You do this each day, no? So one day you solve legal, one day you solve logical, one day you solve reading comprehension. So minimum 2.5 hours you spend. You can improve slowly, gradually. You spend 3 or 4 hours a day, you can see a very good improvement in a short period of time. The amount of effort you put will be proportionate to your improvement in the performance. So your efforts is again proportionate to the time that you invest. The quality time that you invest. நான் 1 hour படிக்கிறேன், 2 hours படிக்கிறேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு உக்காந்துட்டு நடுவில் ஏதாச்சும் ஒரு நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் வந்தால் அப்படியே அதில் போயிடுறது. நோ, தட்ஸ் நாட் குவாலிட்டி டைம். ஓகே, ஒரு கோடி கிடைச்சா என்ன பண்ணலாம்? டே ட்ரீமிங், நத்திங் ராங் இன் இட். ஓகே, that you do in your schools. I don't care. But while you commit for CLAT preparation, you do only CLAT preparation, no daydreaming. Okay, the last part, அவ்வளோதான், ஒரு 10 minutes முடிச்சிருவேன். Mock tests. See, நான் இதில் தான் ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணேன் and I wanted to also end with this because according to me, being a mentor, I don't know what others would say, mock tests are something that is very significant. That gives you a lot of learning like no one else, not even me or not even anyone in the world. If someone says that I can, make you get 100, only listen to me, சும்மா சொல்றாங்க, பொய். Okay, you take the mock test seriously and only the mock test can teach you everything about you. What kind of mistakes you commit, what is your weaker section, what is your stronger section, everything you can get to know only with your mock tests, right? So in the assessment zone, everybody knows this, right? You take your mocks offline, you upload it in your assessment zone. So in the assessment zone, you also have a schedule. Please look into that. See, you're missing the predefined mindset, people. இங்க வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் அன்னைக்கு கிளாட் மார்க்கா ஹைலைட் மார்க்கானே உங்களுக்கு தெரியுது. ஹைலைட் மார்க் சர்ப்ரைசஸ் யூ. ஐயோ, ஹைலைட் மார்க்கா? It should not happen. Before you go and sit to the examination, you go with that preparedness. Today is a highlight mock. So I know how the highlight questions will be. Then you start the exam, you will write with more confidence. Look at the schedule before, you write a mock on a Sunday. Sunday morning, சும்மா எடுத்து பார்த்துடுவாங்க. Assessment zone குள்ள marks குள்ள உங்களுக்கு schedule இருக்கு. Look at that. Okay, so that's why I mentioned even here, schedule is available there. Okay, in the schedule right now you have only the marks for CLAT and highlight. Somewhere you cross August, September, you will start getting LNAT marks from September. Then you get symbiosis marks, SLAT. Then you get Christ marks because almost everything will happen in the month of December. Once all these application opens, you will start getting your mock tests also. Okay. So writing mocks are not going to be enough. I told you at the beginning, we'll discuss about analysis in detail, you know, later part of the class. Now is that analysis. Most of you are taking the mocks, but not spending enough time in your analysis. That's a huge mistake. That's a big mistake. You need to spend time in your analysis. Okay. See, the basic analysis that I'm telling you here after you write a mock is simple steps. At least you should follow that. What is that? You complete your mock and you come to me. Okay. You have attempted some X number of questions, out of which some questions are wrong. And there are some Y number of questions you have not attempted. This is a scenario. Do I make sense? Yeah. Now the analysis should start with the X. What is X? Huh? Sattam. Wrong attempts. X, I told. Okay, you have written your mock test and you come to me with some attempts where X is the wrong attempts, number of wrong attempts. Okay, Y is unattempted. So you should start your analysis with your X. Okay. So which is your wrong attempts? Because you thought something was right and you gave the answer, and now the answer key says you are wrong. Now you need to understand why are you wrong. Redo the question and see first. Redo the question and see. திரும்ப அந்த கொஸ்டினை ரிவ்யூ பண்ணி பாருங்க. ஆனா ஏன் நீங்க ஒரு ஆப்ஷனை தப்பா மார்க் பண்ணீங்கன்னு உங்களுக்கு தெரியணும்னா the analysis should happen on the same day. That's why we are giving you a hard copy answer key right away. People taking online, you're missing this because the online analysis is available only after 2 days. Okay, because it's open from Sunday afternoon to Monday afternoon in online. So Monday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, you're not getting anything. Only after Tuesday afternoon, you get the analysis online. Right. So on the same day, you need to sit and understand your mistakes, and that is why we are giving you the answer keys immediately. So first you take up those wrong attempts and you understand why you went wrong, redo the questions and understand, was it because of your understanding, misunderstanding? Was it because of confusion between options? Was it you being careless? You didn't read the question well. The question was what cannot be inferred, but your answer is what can be inferred. Careless mistakes. You missed something. Understand this. Then you pick up the unattempted questions, take your own time and solve everything. Because when you try the unattempted questions, you get to know whether they were easy or difficult and what you have missed and regret. So that regret will give a lot of lesson for your next mock test. So this is the basic analysis that you can do. Apart from that, what you can do in the my zone again in the mocks, near to the mocks, you have in the mock section you have analysis. Go in the analysis, you have each and every mock available for you like this, and each and everything says view analysis. Click them, get into the view analysis. Okay, once you get inside the view analysis, what happens? You get to see your percentiles, right? For your scores. This will give an understanding of where you rank among others who have taken this test. If your percentage is like 85, which means in 100 student you are 15th rank, which means you did pretty good. When your mock percentage is 99.3, you are first rank among 100 students, which means you are extraordinary. Okay, when your score is 67, 60, I mean, percentage is 67, you are somewhere in the 33rd rank. Okay, your performance is somewhere average. Logical 96 points when fourth rank. Extraordinary, excellent. Again, somewhere, in the rank of 30, 70 percentile. Okay, some above average performance. So you can understand in a particular mock test, in the particular section, how you have performed compared to others. This gives you a small understanding that again what you are missing, what others are doing, right? So this understanding you get here. If your rank is below 100 or 150 or 200, again you get those things displayed here. You can get to know your rank based on this. Okay, I don't know how many of you explored this online analysis at all. Then that is the next section. This is in your scorecard part. The next is accuracy. Another good learning curve that you can see here. You get everything, number of correct responses, number of incorrect responses. Okay, especially the marks you have lost. So something is missing here. So what happens is below this table, you can also find something. If you have not attempted your wrong attempts, what would have been your score and percentage? That is given for the reason for you to reduce your mistakes. Okay. So make use of all these things. QH analysis is diving in deep again into analysis part, but I'm not going to cover that. Okay, these two, if you get to know, is more than enough. Okay, apart from what you do, like I told, the basic analysis, this is something that you should do. First, you take the wrong attempts, redo them. Understand what mistakes you have committed. When you understand what mistakes you committed, as I told at the beginning, make an error log. Write down those mistakes. Mock by mock, you have to track the mistakes. Only then, when you put efforts, you can understand those mistakes are reducing. You can have a track of your mistakes reducing as well. Nothing can give you the confidence like that gives you. That is why I'm telling you, mock tests are the best companion for improving your performance. It's the best teacher for you to show where you're going wrong. Don't miss out this unsolved questions. You take all the unattempted questions in your mock, do those as well. Especially when you don't have time, you leave quant and that stays as it is for a long time. Don't do that. When you analyze, take up all these, answered, and what you do, solve them. Right? Overall, let me summarize. I want you guys to focus. Okay? Start to focus and prioritize, which is important. CLAT preparation, obviously. So I want you to also fix that in your mind. Then now is the right time to start. Otherwise, it can be a little late, 8 months. Have an open mindset. Expect anything that can come in the CLAT exam or your mock exam. Okay, prepare for all extreme scenarios and go for the exam. That's it. Practice is something that should be done. The next point is, connected to this, interconnected to this, which is consistency. ஒரு வாரம் எக்ஸாம் கிளாட்டுக்கு எதுவுமே நீங்க பேசேஜ் சால்வ் பண்ணல, கரண்ட் அஃபேர்ஸ் படிக்கல, மார்க் எழுதல, அந்த 1 வீக் கழிச்சு நீங்க திரும்ப வந்து கிளாட் மார்க் எழுதுனீங்கன்னா யூ கேன் ஃபைண்ட் அ பிக் டிஃபரன்ஸ். Just 1 week making big difference. Because whatever you learned, you're slowly unlearning it. So please don't do that. At least minimum 1 hour each day spend in CLAT preparation. That is when you have exams or something like that. 1 week டச்சே பண்ணாம இருக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு 1 hour ஆச்சும் படிக்கணும்னு சொல்றேன். But I stick to my point. Minimum 2.5 hours each day. That too, if you're packed with your school. Morning 7 போயிட்டு evening 7, 8 தான் வருவேன் அப்படிங்கிறப்போ அந்த மாதிரி. But if you have some 5, 6 hours in the evening, then nothing wrong in spending 3 to 4 hours or at least 2.5 hours in CLAT preparation. So the practice and consistency will take you to the 100 plus score for the top national law universities. And the last point is, again, I'm repeating, don't leave GK, current affairs, and quant. Don't take these sections for granted. They are the game changers. Okay? They will help you to beat the competition and go to the top ranks. And with this, I complete my session. And if you have any questions, you can shoot right at me. No doubts? So see, almost everybody, have my contact number with you. So if you have any doubts, also you can personally reach out to me. Okay. How much does having reservation help in getting admission? Very good question. I suppose this could be in most of your mind. Okay. So there is a possibility of most of the people getting something called as non-creamy OBC. Okay. You can just check with your parents if you're eligible, get it. So if you're a general category and a non-creamy layer OBC, then what happens is like a difference of 4 to 5 marks will be there. Right. For example, a student with 100 can enter into NLSU Bangalore in general category. Okay. A student with 95 plus can also get into Bangalore if he or she has non-creamy layer OBC. That difference is what it can make. Okay. So if you are not aware about something like this, non-creamy OBC, if you are eligible, you can check with your parents. There are some conditions like your parents should not be gazetted officers, or their apart from their salary, if there are other incomes, no, it should not exceed 8 lakhs. Something like those conditions are there. You can check with the Tahsildar office. Okay. If you ask your parents, I think they will give you some clear idea on that. Now, this you can start enquiring from now. Okay, because this financial year got over, the previous financial year got over, which means you can get the NCOBC in next month or so. Okay, which you can use it to apply for the coming CLAT. It will be applicable till the next year admissions. Okay, that is the difference it can make, Hatulidan. Sure. No doubts? No doubts? Okay.
Both Silvassa and both for GNW, then why is there a big difference in the marks?
See, Gandhinagar and Silvassa, Gandhinagar established way before, 20 years ago. Silvassa came 2, 3 years back only. But the administration is Gandhinagar campus. That's why there is a big difference. It's a newly established college. That's why there is a difference. But you can see Silvassa also getting over in 1,000 ranks, because people there know they want to get into Silvassa. That's it. Because they trust, since administration is Gandhinagar, they can quickly improve it. The first batch itself will have good exposure and everything. That is the reason. It gets over by the ranks of 1,000 only, not beyond that. Okay. Yes, Yakshana, you can get your module 2 books when you come here. Okay. Yeah. Fine, people. Let's put an end to today's session. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all. ஆமா. எஸ். நீங்க தான் கன்சிஸ்டண்டா எடுத்திருக்கீங்க. அதனால உங்களுக்கு எடுக்கிறேன். Yes.